Well,
Hey.
yes, right. What? Wait, is it my show?
Yeah, it's your show.
Wait, what were you gonna do?
I don't know. What were you gonna do?
I don't know. What are you gonna do?
I don't know. What are you gonna do?
Let's do something.
All right.
Oh yes, I'm John Ritland. That is
The Derbinator.
a Raw St. Paul, Minnesota review.
Yes.
It was, well, it was. I will say this: that Raw has improved
Yes.
in the past number of weeks. There's still some issues, including one segment that I'll get to later. But by and large, I can't say I hated this show. I can't even say I was disappointed by this show.
Nope.
Outside
of show.
Outside of one thing with the women that we'll get to later.
Oh yeah, there was that moment.
By the way, yeah. So,
And the main event.
yes. Reigns recaps of all the incidents where people are trying to run him down.
Yes.
You know Vince will make it an Asian woman driver that tried to hit him.
Probably.
You know Vince would. So we get Lawler replacing Corey this week, who's on vacation. I instantly regret everything I said about Corey.
Yes.
I instantly regret. I don't want Pedo Lawler back. Then we get Dolph.
He's a Lawlerphile.
Yeah. We get Roman Reigns out there.
Yeah.
And then Dolph, of course, saying he's going to be the Zigger Man and talk to him.
I don't believe that's what he said.
It's close enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it shouldn't have been him. Even though
Yeah, it should not have been him.
it really shouldn't have been him. But we then get a match where at first we get a super kick. And then Reigns is selling that thing, doing this and this, and then we get a lot of Goldberg chants, which, that's okay. They could, Minnesota could cheer for a champion.
Like this match would end in a spear.
Yeah, right, wait, except it did, Chris.
Oh,
it
shit.
kind of ended in a spear. That's okay that they're cheering for Goldberg, because that's the only champion that Minnesota's had in a while. Dolph versus Reigns, good match.
It's Zig the Impaled.
That should be another shirt. It really should. That would be a bit dark. But
yeah.
the match wasn't bad. Dolph got in some offense. I mean, there was no doubt Reigns was winning. And Reigns won pretty easily. I mean, hey, a nice spear and everything.
Yeah.
Dolph really wants to leave. Apparently, Vince doesn't want to let him leave.
What? No.
God. Which is a shame. The match wasn't bad, though. The match was not bad.
Vince has issues releasing talent like he has issues releasing stool.
And, or figuring, thanks, or releasing from his genetic jackhammer. So, we get recaps of Sasha coming back and beating up Natty, and Cole once again, right after Natty was talking about her dead dad, said, "Oh, it's boss time!"
It's boss time!
Proving once again that Michael Cole's just the goddamn worst.
He's a stooge.
He's a fucking stooge. Fucking brown noser. Anyway, so yeah, then we get Becky getting beat up also. So we get recaps of that. We get Becky interview. And she was saying she wants the real Sasha. That she's the best, or the greatest women's wrestler that isn't that great. Or something like that.
Yeah.
And, hey, it's good. Of course, she wanted to bring out, why did it take this long to bring out the real Sasha? Are you saying that because she's black, Becky? Are you saying that?
I don't think that's the reason.
Am I the only person reading into this?
Probably.
Yeah, probably. They then started making it later. We're going to get into about hair color, because that's what they started to make it. We had King's Court.
Also, now it's back. Oh, wait, no.
What?
No, it's back.
We get King's Court. He's going to introduce Sasha. And then suddenly spoopiness.
Yeah, but before that, you said, oh, great. Come on, Fiend. Or something like that.
Yeah. Like, come on.
You called for the Fiend, and he arrives.
Yes, he came
You've
alive.
truly let him in.
That explains the soreness. Why I can't sit down. Anyway, so, Bray attacked him. Good.
Wowie.
Good. This is what should happen to Lawler.
Also, still, again, kudos to Bray for getting Yowie Wowie over with the crowd.
I will say, well, I mean,
That takes a lot of power.
It is St. Paul. They aren't very smart. I mean, they had to put up the Team Challenge series from the AWA, and they haven't recovered from it. Wyatt, of course, sent Lawler into Bradyac arrest. I am proud of that one. I'm proud of it because, look, I'm glad that Lawler survived, but Lawler's a freaking pedo and a creep. He just is. Did you ever look that up that I told you about?
Yeah, there's the alleged stuff, but there's also, he's a creep.
Yeah.
He's a weirdo.
What
the fuck is wrong with him?
And we don't belong here, or he doesn't. Radiohead did a great version of that. So, yes, Lawler gets laid out. That is one thing. I'm not saying that the Fiend can't work, but again, until I'm convinced that Vince will not screw it up. That's what I'm not convinced of. Yes, emphasis on Vince.
No. I'm just saying that you would never be convinced.
Because Vince is an idiot.
Right.
But I will give Bray full credit for this stuff. And he got to lay out, a guy that had no business ever being in wrestling. Sorry, Lawler was not that good. I don't fucking care if I listen to Cornette's podcast. I never got the appeal of Jerry Lawler.
Alright.
But Vic Joseph joins the commentary team. Hooray!
Upgrades!
God. Can Vic replace Michael Cole?
That would be great.
You were mentioning that might actually be a trial run.
Who knows? Maybe Michael Cole wants to go to be production, and Vic Joseph will take his place.
Joseph. And the amazing.
You gotta say it properly like a Filipino.
It would sound racist if I said it that way.
No.
You want me to sound racist?
No.
I could.
Don't
That's a good point. Ricochet and Miz versus Drew and Corbin.
Yeah.
It was a King of the Ring preview of Ricochet versus Corbin. Miz versus Corbin. Ricochet versus Drew. Yeah. I think. I don't know.
I think they're for my pants.
Yes, it is that. This is a little New Japan-like, where they had a preview of tournament matches taking place in a bit. That's a good, simple format to use.
Yeah, a good idea.
Yeah. Implement it more.
Ricochet and The Miz seemed like an odd pairing, but they worked together very well.
They did.
Miz using his craftiness to help get Ricochet out of the way. Out of the Ricochet way.
He was making mac and cheese? That's what you meant by craft, right?
No.
You meant the moves in the ring. Oh, okay. All right, go ahead. Carry on.
Anyway. In the end, the two of them worked well together, and I believe they won.
I think Ricochet won with that code breaker. He won with the code breaker. He didn't hit the 630.
It's a free-for-all on the code breaker there because, well, Vince is nothing if not a little petty.
A little. Just.
It's not like he'd broadcast some other company's pay-per-view during a charity event.
I mean, that, to be fair, though, that could have been playing for a while, the Evolve thing. But anyway, yeah, it's just funny the way to announce it. But hey, we won a competition.
Right.
Won a competition. So, by the way, we will address the possible NXT rumors of it going to USA Network.
Yeah, on the podcast this Friday.
Saturday. Remember,
Saturday.
I got to work Saturday.
Okay.
I got to work Saturday evening. So yeah, we'll be tired and blitz. Well, I will be. So, we then get Booker T on Skype. And he picks McIntyre. I didn't know that. Of course, Lawler, wasn't there anymore. Booker T was happy that people like Lawler got laid out. Because Lawler said during Mania 19, people like Booker T can't be champion. Instead of Triple H throwing money at him to fetch him a towel. Don't forget to bring a towel! But, yeah, he picked McIntyre. Then we get Styles versus Braun.
Should we mention that we only had 2 matches during the first hour?
We only had 2 matches during the first hour, Chris.
Yeah. We had a grand total of what?
8.
8 matches?
8. 1 women's match. 1. Styles versus Braun. It was fine.
Huh.
You had Gallows and you had Gallows, Anderson, and Styles. The initials would be Heyman's least favorite team. So moving on from that, just gonna reverse that around to avoid the offensive.
Yes.
Okay, good. The SAG Awards. Need clothespin.
Eggs.
Hold it up.
I need eggs.
Oh God! Right, I forgot. Eggs to sustain me. So we get
Only eggs can sustain.
Anyway, let's get back on something.
we get Braun. I mean, the numbers game and everything, but Braun overcoming the numbers game looked like he had Styles beat, and then Gallows and Anderson interfered, and then Rollins came to burn it down, but also to save Braun.
Yeah, he came to Braun it down.
Ew. Thanks, Chris.
Not go down on Braun.
You had to ruin it.
You're the one who did it.
I kind of.
You did the
it.
thing.
I did. I hope not.
You did.
So, we get that though, and it sets up a tag match later.
Tag.
You're it. We then get Joe and Cesaro with pre-match interviews.
Yes.
And it was fine. This is better than the other King of the Ring match we got later. This is hard hitting, was well wrestled, and Samoa Joe won.
What?
I'm shocked this didn't go to a double count out. Because they don't care about either of these guys.
What?
It's a character from Paper Mario 64.
No, that's... What?
You just twisting the words around.
Yeah. Anyway, Samoa Joseph, he Samosep.
He tapped him out with the Cucina clutch.
I don't think that's how it's said.
It's not. But he won.
Yes.
He won. He advances. Cool. We then
can't wait for him to lose in the next round.
We then get one of the most embarrassing segments of the year. Elias and Drake.
Yeah, it was just a previously on the 24/7 title. Drake Maverick tried to roll up Elias, and of course that didn't work because Drake Maverick has no mass. He is a photon compared to the gigantic meat kingdom that is Elias. So, look at all that beef.
You just launched 1,000 fanfics by saying that meat castle.
No, that's meat kingdom.
Meat kingdom.
Yes.
Look at all that beef, pal.
Anyway, Elias proceeded to beat the living shit out of Drake.
In a soundproof room.
Yeah, which was kind of hilarious. Like, it took the loud beating and then you just... complete silence.
And then, I was hoping we were getting a Scream 2, like thing where somebody got stabbed. Wait, that was Scream 3. No, it was 2. Elias had his last performance then. Because we weren't done with this.
He was afraid about not having the time to perform since he's constantly under the threat of getting pinned. Because of the 24/7 title. But he notices that when he first strums the guitar, his guitar is out of tune.
Mike.
When the mic starts having issues, so he gets a stagehand hands him another guitar, except it's R-Truth! So that's what's up. R-Truth tries several times to take him down, fails to pin Elias. Elias rolls out and escapes. And R-Truth stands in the middle of the ring instead of pursuing him.
Yeah, nobody else showed up. This title is fucking embarrassing to wrestling, I'm just gonna say that.
It could be worse.
Tell me how this title could be worse, please.
Well, Lauder could be champion.
Yeah, but no. Okay, this specific title in WWE, because it's not DDT Pro, which is absolute shit. Sorry to all the fans of DDT
How
Pro.
it could be worse?
Okay.
Let's see. Jinder Mahal gets it and then beats everybody who challenges him for it.
I thought we were going to get that actually when he won it on a golf course. I know that people like this. That's fine. I'm embarrassed by it. This is embarrassing.
One of the Colognes gets it.
Are either of them still not injured? Which one? I don't know which colon is not injured. That's how it's
the
said.
small one or the large one?
The one who's let's see. I don't know. Whoever took a stab at somebody. I don't know.
That would be their poppy.
Yeah. Hope he burns in hell for what he did. So, moving on from that. Boy, this took a weird turn.
Yeah.
Ray.
Ray had weird turns.
Ray had an interview where he said, when I was a little boy, and
of course I had to look over at John because I knew exactly what he was thinking.
I never make short jokes.
He kind of lambasted the segment. But Ray is going to retire. His boy, in the most emotional speech I have ever heard since Dana Brooke broke up with Charlotte Flair, wanted one more match out of his dad so that he could stand in the ring with his father.
Oh, God, the fact that Ray said earlier that these injuries are starting to pile up. I mean, Ray, 2006 and 2014, you were mostly on the injured list.
I want to get to the point where I don't need you anymore.
God. Oh. Look, I know that Dominic's going to get better. I hope, because this was bad. He did better promos as a kid than he did here.
Yeah, I think it was his first time really delivering lines. So, I mean, it was his first time. Be gentle.
Gross.
Meanwhile, back at the plot.
I know you like this, so...
I like Rey Mysterio.
I
I haven't seen anything about what Dominic can do to judge for myself.
Well, no, what I'm saying is that since Ray's one of your
favorites...
He's
got a lot to live up to.
He does, and he's not going to do it. He's going to fail miserably.
Yeah.
He's going to be like David Flair.
No, but I'm going to give him all the chance in the world as a new competitor.
I will absolutely...
I will not judge him based upon his dad because I don't think anyone could ever be Rey Mysterio.
I give everybody a chance.
Not that Kalisto hasn't tried.
He's got 10 months till he's a free agent.
Yeah.
Then he can go do a good lucha thing somewhere else. Yeah, this is cringeworthy.
Yeah, I think Kalisto wants to go to like CMLL or something.
See. Hi, I like being offensive. I hope that this is good. Maybe it leads to... Oh god, it's Dominic and Ray versus Andrade and Zelina. Why not?
Maybe not.
Okay, but Andrade and who? Because it's gotta be a tag match.
Lindsay Dorado?
Yeah, there you go. They've been teasing him going heel, haven't they?
Yeah.
Or Lindsay Dorito, as, as Nigel kept calling him.
Sin Cara?
Is Sin Cara still employed?
I think so.
Fucking hell. Well, we then get to the Revival and New Day. And of course they talk about how the Revival's never lost to the New Day. The Revival's pissed because the South hasn't lost to the Blacks since 1865.
In the 1960s.
That's a good point. You know what? That's what the South deserves. Sorry to people in the South that are cool. It's not you.
Hey, Mom. Hey, Dad.
It was a... I suppose... You know what? I asked for that. So, the match was fine.
Yeah.
Match was fine. It was well wrestled. Of course, Orton came down and kept the black people down, as he always does. And just jerked Kofi's head down. That looked painful when he did that to Kofi.
Yeah.
That looked really... I mean, Kofi, I know that you don't like black people. Don't actually kill them, at least on camera.
Sorry, can you repeat what you just said?
Orton? Did I say Kofi?
You said Kofi.
Did I say Kofi killing Kofi?
No,
You don't trust nobody, not even yourself.
Yeah, anyway.
Yeah, but...
I like Vicious Randy Orton. This is the kind of Randy Orton that Randy Orton needs to be. Randy Orton. Randy Orton.
I wonder what the fuck you were saying. But Xavier got
Morgan Freeman.
Xavier got laid out. His knees got hurt. Is he legit hurt, or are they just doing this as an injury angle?
He's got a little bit of Tony pain. What, just because he hurt his knees?
Proud of that, Chris?
No.
You should be.
But yeah.
Not a bad match.
Good segment. Building up the tensions and making sure that Kofi is defenseless against Randy Orton. Here's a revival.
Here's what we're gonna get. We're gonna get a 6-man tag match at Clash Champions possibly. New Day's SmackDown Tag Team Championships on the line, and Kofi's WWE Championship. Whoever gets pinned loses their title. Not all the titles. So Revival could
lose all the titles.
So Revival could possibly win the SmackDown Tag Titles, despite being on Raw. Wild card rule, Chris.
Yeah, that would mean they'd end up being on SmackDown, right?
Where they could actually be featured to wrestle?
Yes.
Imagine that. We then get Sasha's promo. Well, that blew us away.
Huh. I get it.
They're going to make this feud about hair color, aren't they, Chris?
I think we've been over this. They've had feuds over weirder things to do with hair.
They had Edge and Booker T fight over a fake Japanese shampoo commercial.
Correct.
That was the thing that actually happened.
They're going to fight over the last bottle of Manic Panic.
Is that shampoo?
No, it's hair dye.
Oh, really? Wait, that's actually...
That's usually...
Oh, you know what? I used to use that shit years ago.
Yeah.
When I had hair.
Right.
Yeah. The promo was fine. Something else they did with Sasha later wasn't. Nikki and Alexa versus Sonya and Mandy was a women's tag title match. Look, the match was fine. Sonya got in some good offense. So did Mandy.
Yep.
I am not a fan of throwing titles on makeshift teams, which we'll get to here in a minute. The tag titles are being featured more. Congratulations. You could have done that in the first 6 months of the titles. And they didn't. And it's too little too late, I think. And I'm not saying the women shouldn't try it. I'm not saying the women aren't putting in the efforts.
Yeah.
But Nikki's having to carry Alexa like a sack of potatoes, and not a very good sack.
Well, at least Alexa can talk.
Alexa
it could be worse.
Alexa's
we
got.
could have the Bellas.
We could. Thankfully, we don't have that because Nikki stuck her neck out too much. So moving on from boy, I am a jerk.
Yeah, we're sitting on an overall good show.
Honestly, I expected Nikki and Alexa to win.
They're working on building up the feuds. They're getting things established far better than they did. I mean, if they put this much effort into SummerSlam, it might have been even better.
And that's the thing. SummerSlam was a divisive show, and I didn't hate SummerSlam. I just felt like they could have put more effort into it. Some of it was good.
But speaking of the next pay-per-view.
Nikki pinned Sonya. What?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Clash of Champions, yeah. By the way, Clash of Champions, you're going to be a Without a Cause show.
Correct.
I'm reviewing a solo.
Gonna see All Ego Ethan Page versus the hashtag local celebrity Steve Miggs.
Miggs is awesome.
Beat Miggs, don't be a loser.
Such a great wrestling fan. Actually pretty good in the ring too.
Yeah.
But yeah, Nikki pins Sonya. And then we get Cedric versus Zayn. You should have just had Zayn lay down right there. Because that's exactly what they fucking had happen.
It was only like 3 minutes tops.
5
minutes.
Yeah. Cedric won. No shot.
I guess the warning was about 2 minutes away from the end of the match, though. But, yeah, I really think this could have been a much better match had they given at least 5 more minutes. Because these are two spectacular talents.
Yes.
That could have put on a good barn burner.
It just...
Before the main event.
If they hate Zayn that much...
then again, I guess that's kind of why they may not have done that. Because they needed to keep everyone alive for the main event.
Shit, that's true. But they just release Zayn. If you're not going to... Just release him. Just release him. For the love of God. Just... And I mean, other
He's
people
a little
too.
Too generic.
Oh.
No.
So,
that's not what I was saying. Why would you do that? Those are two entirely different people, John.
Yes, they are. Wait, they are?
What?
Right. Street Profits yelled a lot. They yelled a lot.
What?
Yes, right, exactly. What?
What?
Right. Street Profits, I don't know what...
They're going through and they're hyping up a lot of the King of the Ring stuff that's going to be going through.
Hyping the main event up.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the Street Profits are going to be jobbing out in 3 months when they make it to the main roster officially. I don't want to be right. I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah, me too.
Styles, or Gallows, Anderson, and Styles, I'm going to keep rolling with that. Do the whole too sweet thing.
Too sweet! Whoop, whoop!
And then Natty's talking. And Natty is talking about her dead dad, and then Sasha attacks her. And Sasha says,
oh, no.
Tell your dad I said hi.
Well, go to hell, and when
hell.
you're there, tell your dad that I said hi.
Because Jim's not in heaven.
Oh!
Jim's not in heaven. He's down there in hell.
That was bad.
Let me make it clear.
Why didn't Sasha say no?
Yeah.
No.
Let me make it clear. I do not fault Sasha here. I'm sure Natty signed off on. I was uncomfortable when they did this in the Ruby feud. Credit to Ruby and Natty. And I'm uncomfortable doing it here. There are certain things you
She's
just
not in heaven, Ray.
And Orton didn't want to do that, to be fair. I mean, they give Orton a lot of shit. They didn't want to there was no need for that, none. I don't mind edgy, but just, guys, don't use
Too edgy for me.
Yes, and his neck popped out. Just, look, Sasha as a heel is not a problem.
No, Sasha is much better as a heel.
She is, because she's unlikable. Sorry, but she is. I expect her to take her ball and go home if she doesn't win the title, but just bad.
Exhausted.
Bad. Right. Rollins and Braun.
Rollins versus Ganderson.
And it was for the Raw Tag Titles. Yeah, it was for the Raw Tag Titles. Styles kept interfering, and we end up having new tag champion. Why? Right? We already have one makeshift team, sort of.
And they're going to be fighting each other for the Universal titles, which means... Oh, God. Clash of Champions, there's going to be 2 matches.
It's going to be them, and then
versus
Gallows and Anderson.
Yep, and then after they lose the tag titles because Braun or Rollins messed something up.
Rollins.
Then Braun's going to demolish Rollins for the Universal title.
That's adorable that you think they're going to give Braun a main event push again.
I think they're going to be, I wouldn't say it's much of a push, but more of a transitional champion position.
And who's going to beat Braun for the title?
Seth.
You're going to have Seth win the title back.
Once he's 100%.
Yeah, oh, there you go.
Because 50-50, bro.
Swerve. He's on 205, actually.
Yeah, bro's on NXT.
Yeah, this... I didn't like this because you don't need to throw the tag titles. Keep them on legit teams.
Yeah.
Even with the shit I said about Nikki and Alexa, if you're going to build something fine...
This is the second weirdest tag decision for Braun Strowman to win the titles.
Yeah, I was actually embarrassed by that. That made me embarrassed to be a fan. B. I will say B. I will say B for this reason. Even though they have some...
B!
Oh, they're in his thighs. I will say, this had elements of good. If I remember the 24/7 title, which actually made me want to fillet my own skin, and the Sasha thing. I'm not a fan of hot potato in titles. So actually, B minus.
Okay.
B minus. I'm gonna go B minus.
B, not the B. It's in my poll.
I'm sorry. What?
What?
The B is
In the polls. Yes.
You know what? Take us out. I don't even know what to add to that.
Well, this has been Real Honesty with John Ritland. I am not John Ritland. I am the Durbinator. And you have a great night.